What's up everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to go through my April budget. I actually already closed everything out. I have all of my cash here for my cash sinking funds envelopes, but I am doing a couple things different this time. So let's go ahead and get started. If you've watched my previous videos from like last month and also in February, I started a cash envelope system in order for us to budget and pay off a bunch of debt. And you can hear about a scam story that happened to us, which is how we racked up this much debt. I will link it up here for you guys. But essentially when we bought our house, someone scammed our whole down payment from us. So we are paying off a very large number over this year. We both work full-time, but I would actually like to cut down and maybe not work full-time this coming fall or next year. So I'm trying to pay off this debt very quickly. We also are gonna be doing infertility procedures this summer, so we're saving for babies and, you know, having to pay for all of that as well. Okay, so beforehand, I've been doing all of my spreads in my bullet journal, but I did just find out about Notion last month, and I have been setting up budgeting spreads in Notion. If you don't know what Notion is, it's almost like a mixture of like Google Docs and spreadsheets and stuff like that, along with bullet journaling, because you can add pictures, you can do colorful things. It's really, really cool. But I'm not gonna show you guys my budgeting spreads in there until next month, because I'm going to be trying them all out in May and specifically budgeting in them for May. That way I can figure out what works and what doesn't work, and then I will share all of those in June for you guys. So this is my spread for March. This is just how I figure out exactly how much I'm budgeting for everything. I got this idea pretty much from the Budget Mom. She obviously sells her spreads, but I just went ahead and wrote ones out here. And then I've been keeping track of everything. I keep track of my starting balance. This is for my checking, and I color code everything, which I actually have a list in the back. So these are all my colors and all of my categories. And so that way it's easy for me to just put them in like categories later on. Then I also have one for cash. So I was doing cash last month, and then also for PayPal, because I do have like little savings accounts in PayPal, and I get paid like through YouTube on PayPal and a bunch of stuff like that. My checking kind of ran over a little bit, so I had to do this extra little checking area, and then I figured out all of my categories. So for April, we did not get to save as much as we wanted to. This is the goal that I had, and then this is actually what we spent. So our starting income is all of the income that's already in the accounts before the month starts. So if you noticed on the tops of these, I already had money in all of these things. So you have to count that as your starting income. And then all of your incoming income is anything obviously you've gotten paid for. Maybe if you got refunds for anything, any sinking funds, those are all income. So that makes your total income. So the income obviously looks high, but when we're saving, you know, like $500 in a sinking fund, and then you go and you use that, that's technically income. So that's not like what we actually make from our jobs. So for holidays, my goal is 25, and we actually spent $136, and that's because my dad had a birthday last month, so I bought him like an air fryer type of thing. Then for pet, the goal is $60, and we actually were under budget for that. We only spent $20. For savings, I would like to save $1,000, and we were actually over. We saved more than that, $1,065. For car, the goal is $100, and we spent $151. So we were over budget for that. That is because I went to go visit my sister, and so I drove and used extra gas money. For household, it's $100. We actually spent $631, but part of that actually we used a sinking fund because we bought a day bed for and a mattress for one of the bedrooms. So some of that was actually already pre-saved. I have a goal of $80 in cosmetics, and I actually spent $456. Part of that is because clothing is in my cosmetics budget, and I had to buy a lot of clothes at Target because they don't let you try them on, and I didn't get to go take all of those back until May. So I will actually have a credit for a lot of money in May, and that's part of the reason for that. Then miscellaneous was $100, and that was actually over budget at $255. I did go visit my sister and I was like kind of buying and doing a lot of different things, so that's kind of why that was. Insurance is right on budget at $455. But I would like to be paying $1,500 a month, and we only made our $314 payment. We actually had no extra money to pay off extra debt this month. For fun, that's like hobbies, shipping, anything like that. My goal is $25 and I actually spent $75. I bought some cookbooks, I spent money on shipping, all that kind of stuff. Then for food, my goal is $500 and I actually spent $805. Part of that is also go visiting my sister. I was spending more money and like going out to eat and stuff like that. And then also just, I spent more money this month. I was not keeping track as well. Then for Alvin, I was budgeting $100 for him, but I ended up taking that away halfway through the month. I thought he didn't actually need his own category. I could just add his stuff in here. So I technically have $75 or $79 for that, but then I ended up getting rid of that. So that's not really anything important. For health, we save $150 to go towards health. So that's like my budget. We spent $804 in health, and that's because we had a dentist that we had to pay for. My SIBO treatment, like bills all came in, infertility bills came in. Alvin had an infection on his thumb, so we had to go to the first aid and do that. So we had a bunch of stuff happening this month. And for utilities, it's $845, and it looks like we spent $874. It might have been like a little bit extra on like the electric bill or water bill or something like that. So we actually were $62 short after adding all of this stuff up, and with our incoming income and subtracting the starting income, we were $62 short. And part of that is because one of my paychecks this month was actually $700 less than it would have been, because I actually paid for a CSA, like a farm subscription for the summer. So that actually came out straight of my paycheck, which is why I didn't like really include it in here. I'm going to be dropping my grocery budget a little bit during the summer since some of our groceries are already paid for. But what happens is it's like $35 a week starting June through September, and we will be getting a like bucket of food from a local farm, but you have to pay them in advance. So $700 of money that could have gone to debt actually went for food during the summer. So that's how that worked. So unfortunately, we did not get to pay any extra in debt. We only paid the $314 payment. So hopefully in May, we can knock out a good, you know, $1,500 again. So for setting up for the next month, normally I have, you know, a little spread like this, but like I said, I'm actually doing it on Notion. So I have different things on Notion here. This is just my sinking funds goal that I'll probably go off of in order to set up my little cash envelopes. But I'm actually doing something different. These are my receipts. I need to incorporate them into my Fetch rewards. So if you didn't know, if you take a picture of your receipts, it's called Fetch, and then you actually get points from them, which turn into cash bonuses. So I scan all of my receipts in and I make money per receipt. So if you want to try that out, I have a link down below so that way you can start out with some points. But these are the cash envelopes I usually use for my basic like groceries, miscellaneous, and I usually put them in my wallet. But I'm actually going to do this cashless for you guys this month, so that way I can let you guys know how that worked. So instead, I am not using these at all this month. These are going away, and instead I'm using these little like receipt kind of paper things that I printed off from the Budget Mom. So I just printed them on cardstock. So I'm going to be using my debit card, but I'm going to be writing out how much money I have left on here. So this is my food one. So anytime I go and I use my debit card to get food, I'll be putting this on here. For pets, I have $60 for that one. For miscellaneous, I have $100. For household, I have $100. For gas, I have $100. For cosmetics, I have $80. And those are the only ones I put in here. So I'm gonna be doing cashless spending for my main categories this month and letting you guys know how that goes, because I know a lot of you guys were concerned about, you know, using cash during COVID, or you don't like to use cash or whatever it is. So I'm gonna be testing this out so you guys can, you know, I can let you guys know how that worked. But for my sinking funds, I actually am still doing cash because I have all of these and I have cash in these, and I don't like really carry these around. And it's actually still kind of nice because like for some of these things, for instance, like the home decor, we actually used money to buy a bed, but I just took that cash out and then put it back into the bank, so you're not actually like, you know, going to the store and paying in cash. So cash still works for us for the sinking funds, and I like having it physically here for me to see and not having to keep track of a bunch of it in a bunch of different savings accounts, if that makes sense. Okay, so I'm just gonna go through and we're gonna start for gifts for others. The amount is $25, and it looks like I have $32 still in here. So I actually am only gonna put $24 because I was using up extra cash that I had and I was $1 short. $4, which should be 56. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 56. Okay, $56. Then we have date night anniversary, which is a $30 payment, and we have $90 in here already. So 20 and a 10. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. We have $120. We'll be able to do something really nice for our anniversary. If you want to see like how I made all of these and where I got all these from, I actually have a video with all of my cash envelopes, so that way you can watch that and I'm not making this one very long. Okay, Christmas for others. This one gets $50, and we should already have $150 in here. Yes, we do. So we now have $200 to spend on other people's Christmas gifts. Alrighty, 200. Then for home decor, this is actually what we used to buy the mattress and the day bed. So we only have $50 left because we used $250 last month, but I'm going and putting another $100 in here. So now we have $150. All right, 150. Okay, now for my birthday, it's actually my birthday month, and since I only started this in February, I obviously don't have a lot. So I actually had a little bit of extra cash left over, so I'm actually gonna add a little bit extra. This is normally just $10 every month, which if you're doing this for a year, like $120 for a birthday is actually a pretty good amount of money. But I only have $30 in here. So I'm gonna add the $10, but then I'm also going to add another $30 that I had left over. So we are gonna add $40 in this, and this will get spent this month. So we're gonna add $40, which 2, 4, 5, 6, $70. So now there's $70 to spend on my birthday this month. Then Alvin's birthday, since I did start this in February, he will have a decent amount. So he's just getting the normal $10 that goes in here. So he will have $40 right now. Then for vacation, we save $100. We're going on vacation in July, so we'll have money to spend when we go there. So we have $400 now for vacation. And obviously when we get to July, we're gonna have like $600 in here. We're not gonna take all of that to the beach. We'll probably pull out like 300 or 400 of it to use for entertainment and food and everything for that the whole week, and then we'll just save the rest of it for next year, so that way we're not starting from scratch. Okay, Costco. I actually went to Costco this month, so this is empty. So I budget $75 for this, so there's nothing in here, and it's going to get $75 in here, which I accidentally had glued it shut when I made this envelope. All right, $75, starting from scratch. Okay, then clothing, we budget $50, and I did have $130 in here, but I ended up using it this month, so $50 it is. Goes back in here. Okay, haircuts. This gets $50. I actually did get a haircut last month, so I did use 25 of it. So there should be 125 in here. Yes, there is. We're gonna add a 50. So there's gonna be 175. Alrighty. Okay, then for Christmas time, I'm doing $25 for each of us. So this is actually both of us, and I have 25 and 25 left. So there should be 75 in here. Yes, and this is gonna make it 100. So we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10. So 100 in here. Nice. And also same thing for Alvin. So we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10. All of our sinking funds are all done and saved. I put these in a locked fireproof box, so that way, you know, if anything would happen, we wouldn't have to worry about all of our money being destroyed. If you want to do this in a bank account, you can totally do that and keep a spreadsheet of all of it. Like I said, for Notion, but I put a sinking fund spreadsheet, so that way I do know how much the balance is in every single one of my sinking funds and how much total I'll have for every single month. So I will show you this on the computer next month once I make sure that that's exactly how I want it. But it is kind of nice to know, like just at a glance, like how much money do we actually have saved for everything. But I like the visual representation of actually taking our hard-earned money and putting it in envelopes to be like, you know, this is how much you can use for Christmas time, instead of just looking at a number and, you know, figuring it out from there. Okay, you guys, that's it. That was my whole budget for April. So obviously, even though we didn't save a bunch for our debt payments, we still were saving in other areas. And so I'm very excited to see what the rest of the year is gonna be and to see that debt go down. We do only have that one loan payment left because we did pay off our other credit cards last month, so that's really great. And I'm interested to see how the cashless wallet is going to work out with me just doing it like this. Can't wait to give you guys an update. But if you have any questions, let me know down below. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in another video. Bye, everyone.